stand back a little bit. My son was Colton. He was 23, died on his 23rd birthday last June 23rd. Leading up to his death the week before that, he had come to me at work because he had overdosed, or not overdosed again, he had relapsed again and had wanted to decide if he'd like to commit suicide because he's just tired of the struggle. He couldn't take it. We fought it for 10 years. He fought it desperately for 10 years to stay sober, and every time it happened, he would fall down and get back up, and the strength and courage in him was phenomenal and heartbreaking. I can't explain what it's like to watch a child go through suffering like that. And for anybody who already knows what that's like, and there could be somebody in this room who has been around it or seen it, it is horrifying. So a week later, after he had gone we took him to the hospital, and after that, he got out. He was detoxed, and a day and a half later, he had passed away, apparently. But they were able to resuscitate him. It took 45 minutes to resuscitate Colton that night. Once he was resuscitated, his brain never was awake again. So the next morning, on his 23rd birthday, he was pronounced dead. At that moment, I don't know if it was shock or numbness or what happens, but there were people there in the hospital that asked if Colton, because he was on life support, if he was an organ donor. And he had never really signed anything, but we knew that Colton would be happy to do whatever it took to help somebody else. And if his life and losing it meant that somebody else could have a life, that would be something he would want to do. In the next 24 hours, Sisters Hospital and UNYTS made my son's passing one of the most graceful and peaceful things that have ever happened in my life today. It is, without a doubt, one of the most incredible experiences I've ever had, to know that my son's heart beats in somebody else and that his other organs saved he saved 4 lives. But I don't know where his heart is. I know it's in New York. I know I'm going to reach out to the people that have it and say that I would love to meet them, and I would love to know how they're doing it and if it was successful for them. Because knowing that he is living somewhere else in the world is just such a wonderful thing. And because Colton was an addict, he couldn't donate any tissues, but his organs were very good and very acceptable. And his sisters and I have since started an organization to help other people that have gone through what we've gone through. And it's called Colton's Journey Liberation, because of the fight and the things that we go through. And what we're doing is raising money for UNYTS, raising money for Renaissance House, where Colton lived not a great deal of his life, but they were a huge part of a great deal of our lives. It felt like he was there for a great deal. He lived there 7.5 months when he was 16. And they've been a huge part of our life. But all that being said, on Mother's Day this year, being without him, I've been without him on Mother's Day before because of everything that's been going on. There's been different times that he didn't live at home. And being 23, he was a man. He should have been out and had a life of his own by then. But on Mother's Day, when I was sitting back and thinking about the day that he was born and the days that they were born, and you realize that that very moment that little lavender person comes out and they're so beautiful, and you had no idea what your purpose was until the moment they were born. And I really never wanted to have another child after I had Colton. I remarried and I had my daughters, and because I couldn't imagine sharing that love with not one other person. There's no way that my heart would blow up. There's no possible way to love anything as much as you love your child. And so it grew exponentially with each child, and I have 3 beating hearts besides my own. And one of them isn't here anymore. So for us, sharing what we share, doing what we're going to do for UNYTS and what we do for Renaissance House and what we do for addiction awareness and prevention is like him living through us, and everything he did and everything he taught us and the courage that he had, for us to share that with other people, and for that to be amazing for somebody not to have to fight the way we did, and for them to know, no matter what, that they too can live through other people, and so can we. So I hope that everybody will join us on June 23rd in Hamburg, where we're having a huge benefit. We're going to do a blood drive for UNYTS. We're raising money for them as well. And it's gonna be a very special and interesting event for all of us. And it heals me, and it seems to be something that heals my daughters. But they heal me every day. They don't realize what they do for me every day. I'm so fortunate to have had more than the one. I can't imagine what that would have been if I had lost him and didn't have them. So thank you all. And I hate that we all have to share something so tragic, and it is absolutely so wonderful at the same time. So hate, love, hate relationship. But I hope to see all of you in the future, and I understand so much what you're going through, and I hope that we all find some peace in all of this. But it does help to help. It makes a huge difference. I can't thank you guys enough.